Hello, and welcome back to another channel update. It's more or less spontaneous, and I decided it's been a while. It's I think 2 months since the last channel update, and I didn't really had much time, sadly, and even though I have currently many series running, it doesn't look like I have much time. It does look like I have much time, but the truth is, most of the stuff was already recorded, and I was simply releasing it, and that doesn't take much time, I guess. But the reason why I decided to make another update video is that I have again some changes in my work life, and it is not finalized yet, but there are several possibilities currently. One is if I get into I have a choice currently in two different what's the word in English? Two in two different locations in my company. One location would be near where I currently live, and the other location would be a little bit further away. And the one that is a little bit further away has some additional stuff uh, added to it, and let's talk about that first, I guess. If I choose to take that further away, uh, it's not really an upgrade is not the right word. If I take that promotion to there, I get or I have the possibility to do work in different countries basically. So there will be times where I'm between 4 and 6 weeks outside of my home country basically, and those times I can't do shit on the internet, uh, meaning I can't record. So that will be quite harsh for me, since I basically spend most of my time on the internet. So yeah, I'm still deciding ob the job is, if it's worth to basically be most of the time outside of the country and in different countries around the world, or well, take the other promotion and stay basically in my current location, which I personally would enjoy quite some bit, because in that in the second location I only work from 7 in the morning till 1500, and that's quite nice, I guess, for a uh, stable life, I guess. And if you at some point want to create a family, for that's quite nice. Whereas the first promotion would not very nice if you planning on making creating a family. And I'm in my 30s, so I probably should start soonish about thinking about that stuff. So I'm currently basically in the middle, basically on deciding what I want to basically further my career or prepare for settling down basically. So it's not an easy decision, since I would like to see a little bit more of the world, even though it is through the work. But it is a nice choice if you can travel the world because of your work. That's a quite nice thing, and since I'm not so sure, but I need to decide within this week. So yeah, that's a good point, I guess, to announce that on the channel as well. And yeah, let's check the channel as it is right now. Yeah, as always, we start with current series and series that will be in the future, maybe, which, depending on which choice I make, will obviously have an impact on my channel, obviously, even though the second promotion will reduce my workload. That doesn't mean I have more time to record, sadly, but it will be, let's say, more easier. It will easier for me to record stuff, and with the second promotion, I guess I could put out more stuff than I ever could do before. But if I want to do that or do something else all the while, I don't know yet, since I have a few real life projects I want to, what's the word? I want to do, which not only take quite a big amount of time and well, money for that matter. Yeah, so even though I will make more time, free time, or get more free time with my second promotion option, yeah, I'm not so sure, as I said before. So yeah, let's get back to the channel. So currently, Hearthstone is still running, and I guess it's the longest running series on my channel right now. Even though some other series have more episodes, but the Weekly Tavern Brawl is the longest running series on a regular basis. And I think in the last few weeks I got a little bit of the groove back for Hearthstone. So I do quite enjoy it a little bit more than, let's say, at the beginning of the year, where I was close to a Hearthstone burnout, because I really didn't enjoy that game. And currently it's coming back a little bit, so I'm a little bit more motivated to do those. And yeah, so I guess there won't be any changes unless I take the first promotion and when I'm out of the country, and I don't think I will be able to record when I don't know, on the other side of the planet for a few weeks or even a few months. So yeah, that could be something that won't be recorded then. On the other hand, I still have some other series like the two Dark Souls series or the other stuff, which is all pre-recorded, so there is no problem there. Yeah, so next series would be the Skyrim series, which has, well, I guess it will be enough for this year. So yeah, there are still enough episodes. We are currently, let me check that, at, where are you? Where are you? There you are. We are currently at 130. That means we still have 177 episodes left. So this year should be fine. So I don't have planned any more Skyrim videos beyond that. So I won't do another series this year and from that game. But well, it will be released steadily every day, I guess, unless I forget it. Yeah, so that will stay the same until the end of the year and maybe a little bit into the next year. What else do we have? Yeah, recently I started with XCOM 2, and I need to apologize for that series, because I was really frustrated while recording that game. I think I mentioned that in the beginning of the series, that I did started a recording of that series before, and I had, I think, around 11 episodes before I totally got annoyed by the game and stopped recording for quite some time, and then basically canned the project. and I recently restarted recording that, and I think it was beginning in April when I restarted or started a new recording session basically for that game, and I more or less completed it with yeah, more or less motivation. I need to say it. I don't want to talk around. Around? Can you say that in English? I don't want to hide it that I wasn't really enjoying that. And yeah, but I still wanted to finish that project nevertheless. And I'm still not sure if I don't want to do the DLCs. Maybe at some point at the end of the year, or if I get motivated to play the game again, maybe will add the two DLCs. I guess I have. I have the Chen DLC and that one with the special bosses, that DLC. Uh, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do those, so no promises there. But there's still an option for additional videos there. Other than that, I don't think I will make another playthrough through that game on a higher difficulty, because XCOM 2 is just not enjoyable for me compared to the first remake from 2012, the XCOM Enemy Within, I think it was, which I did enjoy quite a bit, and I did some multiple playthroughs on various difficulties, even though I made only one series. Um, yeah, so it's basically a one-off series with around 47-ish episodes. So this month, next month, and then it is finished. And there won't be a series replacing XCOM 2 when it's done, since, as you may or may not have seen, I have currently two Dark Souls series in the running. The first one is Dark Souls Prepare to with the Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. That is basically my very first playthrough through Dark Souls 1, and that series has around 172-ish episodes, so no, 76 episodes, so that will run for quite some time, since we are currently at episode 60, so we have over 110 episodes to go with that. And since recently the Dark Souls Remastered Edition came out, I decided to, replay the game again. And I played it with off camera with a character. Was a melee build, a two-hand melee build with a Zweihander. And yeah, I did all the achievements there. When I think in hindsight, I should have recorded that one as well, but yeah. I wanted to play the game one time without the pressure of recording it, since you do, or at least I tend to play differently when I record stuff than when I don't. I'm more relaxed when I play a game when I'm not recording. I guess some of you might understand that, since, for one, you don't need to babble about, or you don't babble about and need to think about what to say when you play on your own, basically. So it is quite a different experience. And then there is a series that is currently running in parallel to the other Dark Souls series. So basically, season 1. And yeah, for my English speakers, it is in German. I'm sorry about that, but I figured I don't have so many German series on my channel, even though I'm a German YouTuber, which is kind of strange. But I guess I wanted to go back to the roots. So the season 1 is with the sorcerer. I try out this a sorcerer spec, which is an int, I think it was int strength character it was, and that one was around don't let me lie, 71 episodes. So a big difference to my first playthrough, where the series had 176, basically over 100 episodes less. If you know where you need to go, how to handle certain bosses, it is quite different how you get through the game. And obviously, you have experience, but on the other hand, I had quite some difficulties with the caster because it is a quite different playstyle than a um, melee based character. But on the other hand, the sorcerer in Dark Souls 1 is fucking strong. If we get to the point where we're at the Four Kings, no, they have no chance against the caster. I was really surprised. Or the fight against Calamite was very surprising as well. So there were those bosses. I didn't think I would do them the way I did. And on the other hand, the first, well, I guess it's a mini boss, the Guardian, that Chimera type boss at the beginning of the DLC. Um, that totally annoyed me because I died there more than on any other boss, I think. Even more than to Menace, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I was so frustrated that I did it with some people that I summoned, and then I forgot to record that shit. So yeah, that was a little bit annoying as well. So I'm thinking of adding a video there of the New Game Plus version of that fight, but currently I'm not in the mood to revisit that fight with the sorcerer, even though since he is basically skilled out for that spec, he does quite a bit of damage, so that fight shouldn't be so painful like it was as the last time. So yeah, and I'm currently I hope I'm getting this character, which you are currently see is basically a faith based character, which I'm currently grinding some levels since I fucked him up a little bit while leveling. So as you can see, yeah, he has quite some strength, and the faith uh, down here is quite low for a face-based character. So I'm currently trying to from my recoup from my wrongly skilling is not right here, because I wanted to make a basically a strength faith build there, but I didn't put too much point in faith, and so my spells are quite weak currently. So yeah, I'm grinding for that, getting the faith up, and yeah, when that is done, that will be the second series of Dark Souls Remastered, and that one will also be in German, I think, and I'm currently not so sure, but I think I will do all the remastered series that will come out this year in my native tongue. So I'm sorry, my dear English viewer, but yeah, um, I'd like to go back to the roots this year, and yeah, we'll do those series in English. Maybe in the next year, if I'm still so hot about Dark Souls, I will maybe make another series in English. But currently, I don't have any plan for that. And yeah, after this faith build, I'm thinking about maybe there will be two, three series at maximum for Dark Souls Remastered, since I really want to try out a few more types of specs. Archer, for example, which is supposedly a really hard way to play this game, since there are quite a few bosses which won't let you shoot many arrows, so that will be a challenge, I guess. And yeah, what else? There was, I think, some dexterity builds with what's the name of the blade? The bandit blade, that dagger that you get from those thieves or ninjas around the Capra Demon boss is back with those, but I'm not so sure. But the Archer will be something I want to explore in the future. And other than that, I think I still have I didn't try the Pyromancer yet, so that could be something I would like to try as well. And with that, I think I would have played any interesting specs, or at least any specs that would be interesting for me. So I think at the maximum 3 more series of that. And yeah, I guess that's all I have planned for now. And since the changes that will be coming soonish in my job, so I don't really know what is going beyond that. I still need to resume the Dot Hack series at some point. I would love to do some more recordings this year, but I'm not so sure when I can do that, since I have those 2 or 3 Dark Souls series planned, and yeah, maybe there will be some interesting games that I will play in the future, but I don't know if there will be any room for additional series, and yeah. So I don't actually want to make any promises for something new. I guess the channel will be will have some slowing down happening because of the new position I will take in the next week, the week after. I still haven't decided, because it is a big change for me, and yeah, I guess it's only fair to announce that there will be some slowing down in content when that all is said and done. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Obviously, if there are any games you would like to see or stuff you like to do, I'm open for anything. But yeah, please keep in mind that I have those changes coming soonish, and oh fuck, and yeah, I can't really promise anything. But if you have anything that I should play or you would love to see, you can give me a call, a call not, but you can send me a message or write a comment or something like that, so I could check that out then. Yeah. Anything else? Let me think. Heck, was there another project I still have? Let me check the list. Well, there's still Mass Effect Andromeda, but I guess at this point we can, or I can say that series is dead for me, or to me, especially because of the stuff BioWare did in the last few months and weeks. Especially with the stuff happening with the recent stuff, where 2 BioWare and one X and one actual BioWare what's the word, employee started a controversy. If you didn't heard it, it is connected to the death of Total Biscuit, and there did a few things happen which furthered my disdain, is that the right word, for BioWare in general. So yeah, this year basically they the distance between me liking that company and enjoying their game was quite, the rift was quite stretched out a little bit this year, and I don't think I will support that company in the future. So stuff like you won't see stuff like Anthem or any different stuff from BioWare on my channel soon. So yeah, until there are some big changes, but I don't think they will do they won't change. I think the only change that will happen is that they fuck up and Electronic Arts will shut them down, like they did with so many other things. Which brings me to another thing I just remembered. If you have seen the E3 stuff, you may or may not have seen the new Command and Conquer game, which oh lord, I was a little bit I was carefully what's the word? Carefully ecstatic. Can you say that? I was. I don't know what I expected to happen there, but basically the worst case scenario happened, and they made a mobile game out of Command and Conquer, which oh good lord, they totally fucked it up. No single player, and then basically a quick match run down version of the great Command and Conquer series, which I'm so sick of EA. I don't know what to say. And the worst thing of it, they even had that planned before, and I think it was after the Command and Conquer Tiberium Wars debacle, Command and Conquer 4, Command and Conquer 4. I think after that they already did plan to make the next Command and Conquer game a mobile game, but that was cancelled mid development since the alpha. During the alpha, the player base basically totally shat on that game, and yeah, it was then basically cancelled. Among other reasons, I guess some of the CEOs that basically made the choice didn't. Well, he or she wasn't interested in the problems the game had, and didn't address it, and basically cancelled that project back then. Which at that point I didn't care at that point, since Command and Conquer 4 and the stuff that happened before with Generals, Generals 2 that was cancelled, and uh, I'm quite sad that they fucked that game series. Basically, Command and Conquer was over since they closed down Westwood Studios. Oh shit, we died. Oh no, we didn't. Okay. Yeah, so Command and Conquer was basically over at the moment they closed down Westwood Studios, and since then I didn't really enjoy the series, and I really hoped I was, as I said, uh, cautiously positive, or I don't know how to express that in English. Yeah, I was hoping. Let's put it that way, that they can do a good game, but I guess with the not recent, but with the development of how games are monetized in the recent years with the microtransactions and free to play shit, it was for EA, it was the only logical choice to scrap any single player shit and put that many transactions free to play shit model for that game. But that theories, I guess Command Conquer is dead to me, and yeah, I really wanted to play another new Command Conquer game, especially a new single player game. I really enjoyed this, even though you cannot say that the writing was great, or so. I think for me the cheesiness of the Command and Conquer games and the cinematics was the charm which I quite enjoyed about those games. But well, that's a thing of the past, and yeah, the new mobile game, woohoo. Well, at least I'm not alone, which validates my personal opinion about how EA handled that series. Uh, a little bit. So I'm not happy about it. Let's say it that let's say it that way. I'm not happy that we will possibly get no future Command and Conquer game after this game already has or is standing under a bad star. Or yeah, I don't. I'm missing the words in English. I'm sorry because I'm still flabbergasted. How could they do that with the shit happening with Battlefront 2 and the other loot box shit, and I don't understand. The community on many different games are well quite vocal about how the game monetizing models go in the recent years, and company publishers like EA still um, press this disgusting model. Well, for them it's obviously it's the best they can do because that way they can milk the people more. But I'm sad that it's not any well, it's not a recent thing, but gaming is or game development is no longer a thing about telling a story or showing the player in an interesting world. It's all about money, and you can see that in how they monetize the gaming industry. And I can understand it a little bit since it seems to be a very efficient model to monetize your game and basically milk your players every little cent out of them. But as a gamer for over 30 years now, it hurts. It hurts my gaming soul, sadly, and which is one of the reasons I revisit Skyrim again and again and again, and I'm doing so many Dark Souls series in this year because I don't want to touch those new games with all those microtransaction shit and all the DLC crap. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I did go into a rant right there, but I had to get that out at some point. I was planning on doing a ranty video about BioWare and the decisions they made in this year and the past years, but yeah, it's a hard video to make, at least for me, since I never made a ranty video about one particular company. But yeah, once in a while when I let those runs out, I don't have what's the word? I lose the motivation for doing those videos since I let off some steam about stuff that annoys me currently at the gaming industry and how stuff is handled. So yeah, maybe I will do that video in the future, but no promises there. But yeah, it's sad for me. Uh, I think it's at least for me it's a bad sign for the gaming industry if I'm ranting more than I enjoy gaming, since it for decades now it's basically my favorite hobby. Exploring interesting new worlds, playing with other people's, trying to beat challenges together, explore worlds together, and do stuff together, and then get fucked over by the industries, by the publishers, and so on. It's sad. I have other hobbies I can do, no worries about that, but still I quite enjoy doing stuff with other people's, and those other hobbies I have are more or less single player only, you could say. Yeah, so I guess we should yeah should end this video here at the downer. I would love to end the video with an upbeat thing, but yeah, it is very depressing. I'm sorry about that, but that's how I see or live the. Live is not the right word. How I experience the gaming world right now. It's depressing. Now and here and there are some nice tidbits like the Dark Souls remastered. I really enjoyed the game, especially with the improvements they have made. It's quite more enjoyable than the original Dark Souls 1 or the Prepare to Die edition. But yeah, in general, I'm still quite depressed of the state how gaming is nowadays. So enough ranting for now. Yeah, thank you for watching and see you around.